Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Camille and today I'm going to be doing the December 2019 reading for the sign of Virgo. So, you guys don't currently have any planets in your sign specifically, but you do have other planetary placements that are affecting you, and I'll talk a little bit more about that as we get into the reading. So before I did you guys' reading, I was meditating on you guys' energy, and I saw like somebody floating in a large body of water, and like the sun was shining. They were just relaxing and like allowing the boat to float. They were in a boat and it was floating, and they were looking at the water and just watching how it was like shining and just like feeling very relaxed, and then just feeling like, you know, like nature is so beautiful. It was just very, very relaxing and peaceful. I also saw someone that was going into like a dark cave, and it had like a little water in it, and then like there was an alligator in it, and then they were like up against the wall, like not trying to go in there anymore. I don't know exactly what that would mean for you guys. As far as the first thing, maybe it'd be good for you guys to get out into nature and just look at the beauty and creation of nature, and you know, maybe get into some water and float. It's very relaxing, very super. Nature is so relaxing, and maybe some of you guys need that right now to clear your mind. As far as the dark cave with the alligator in there, I'm not exactly sure what that means. We'll probably just figure that out later. And also saw like somebody that was like laying in the grass or laying somewhere, and they were looking up at the stars, and they were just kind of wondering, like, you know, how did they get there? Like, what are these stars? It was just fascinated by the beauty of the night sky, and they were just wondering about a lot of things. And I feel like some of you guys have been wondering about things, just wondering about stuff like on Earth, and like how are stars made, and like the planets and stuff like that. You've been curious about it, or you've just been curious about just different things. And I feel like you guys are gonna get answers at nighttime. You guys are, I don't know why specifically at night, but the more that you allow yourself to be peaceful and calm your mind, that's when you'll get answers. But specifically, I do see for you guys at nighttime. Yeah, it's called stargazing. I don't know why I didn't just say stargazing, but yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have for you guys. So let's just go ahead and get into this reading. This is bothering me, so I'm gonna shove it over there. So I see that some of you guys, I think that you're coming out of conflict with yourself. Maybe that you guys have just been having some inner conflict, meaning that you have been at odds with yourself. So you want to do something, or you want to be a certain type of way, or you want to create something, but then you're afraid to, or you don't feel like you're good enough, or it's like doubt comes into play, and it's like you being in conflict with yourself, because there's a part of you that says, I want to do this, and I want to be this type of person, and I want to accomplish these types of things. And then there's another part of you that is also like, no, it's not gonna work. You know, it creates doubt in your mind, and it creates conflict. So I feel like you guys are coming out of that, and you're starting to have a lot more hope. I feel like this is good for you guys, because now you'll be taking action on whatever it is that you want to do, and that's going to create prosperity in your life. It's like basically positive change happening in your life. I also see that some of you guys, you need to, I think you are doing this, but if you aren't doing this, it's like it's time for you to make your dreams a reality. Whatever you view as successful, however you view yourself to be successful, it's time for you to start to make that a reality. Like, get closer to that. Make it manifest. Make it be something in the material world, because I feel like for a while you've been dreaming and visualizing and wanting but not doing. And so basically it's time to do and take action towards what you want to manifest. And that requires you to basically also make decisions, because I feel like maybe some of you had a lot of options, or it was hard for you to make a decision because you had a lot of different things to choose from. And now it's like you're choosing the things that you want to put your time and energy into in order to make your life more successful. I also see that some of you guys, this isn't for everybody, but for some of you guys, your relationship, and I see this specifically as a love relationship, has not been quite fulfilling for either of you. You both haven't felt very fulfilled by each other. And I see that there might be a breakthrough in your relationship. And this would happen because you and the other person choose to actually work on it. Like, some of you guys really want to work it out with somebody. And you have faith that, like, it can work. And I feel like it may. Or it can, basically. As long as the other person is, as long as both of you guys are willing to put in equal amounts of energy. You're willing to give the other person what the other person gives to you. I think that's very important for whoever is trying to work on their relationship right now, because it does take effort on both parts. If somebody is giving too much or not giving enough, then that makes an imbalance. And right now, you guys need that balance in order to have the relationship work. So I feel like if you choose to or want to work on the relationship, you could do that. You have the choice to go ahead and do that, and it will bring you guys closer together. I also see that for some of you guys, that you need to align your masculine and feminine energy together as well. Okay, so yeah, you need to align your masculine and feminine energy together. Excuse me. So that means that you visualizing and you having faith and believing that you can accomplish something would be more feminine energy. It's more passive and it allows. And the masculine energy is more taking action and going after what it is that you want, and not allowing other people's opinions to get in your way in any way, shape, or form. Because if you can align those two things about yourself, then you can create a breakthrough in your life. And for others of you, is specifically for like whatever something that's fulfilling to you. Like, I feel like it's like something that you're destined to do. It's like your calling or something. And this is about aligning with your calling, or aligning with your purpose, or aligning with what you feel like would fulfill you. Because if you're out of alignment with it, you can't receive it. We are all like vibrational beings. So if you're vibrating at this low frequency of like a lack mentality, or low self-esteem, or very negative thoughts about yourself and what you're able to do and create as a human being and as a limitless human being, it's like you can't, and you want to be this certain type of person, or you want to have this certain type of thing that you kind of view as up here, like you have to line up with it. You have to feel like you're worthy and that you deserve it. But this requires you to make a choice, first of all, to like, okay, like now I'm getting serious and I really want this thing, so I'm going to mentally prepare myself and physically do whatever I need to do in order to make this happen. And I'm going to have faith that it's going to work. I also see that some of you guys, I think you just don't really feel that great about yourself right now, like especially physically. Some of you guys maybe don't feel so beautiful right now. Or you don't feel also very independent, or very, what's the word I want to say? Very abundant. You don't feel like exactly yourself right now. And I think it's important to just really realize that the way that we view ourselves is just a perspective, and we can always change that. But the perspective is a powerful perspective, because the way that you view yourself is also, if you view, like I said, that lack mentality, if you view yourself in that way, you'll attract things of the like nature, because you attract what you are. You attract what you think about, and you attract what you are, really. And I think it's really just time for you guys to let go of how you view yourself, especially in this negative way, not seeing yourself as beautiful, or not seeing yourself as handsome, or not seeing yourself as good looking, or not seeing yourself as an abundant creator that you are. Like every time that you have these thoughts, I feel like you need to pay attention, and you need to, you know, switch the negative thought to a positive thought, basically. I also feel like some of you guys, yeah, you're just like not really in touch with your sensuality anymore. Like when you, like your body. And maybe some of you guys really need to start like taking steps to feel better about how you look. So maybe if you feel like going to the gym would help your appearance, then you should do that. Or just taking care of yourself at all, maybe like a facial, or maybe like cutting your hair, or trimming your beard, or just different little things. Because you have to like bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be, or who you are and who you want to be. Now you have to bridge that gap, and you have to do some things in order to bridge the gap. And that requires, first of all, for you to even just let go of your old self-image, or just be like, you know what, I'm tired of feeling like this, I'm tired of looking like this, I'm tired of looking at myself like this, or thinking about myself like this, and now I'm going to do something about it. I feel like you're just not paying attention to what the universe is trying to tell you in some way. Like, there's trying to be a breakthrough happening in your life, but you're not allowing it to happen. And I feel like you guys just really need to, it's like, how do I say it? You need to reflect on what kind of person you've been being, or reflect on your life. and it's time to make like a judgment call, basically. Like, okay, well, have I been satisfied with how things have been going this year? Have I been satisfied with my relationships? Have I been satisfied with my career, with my money, with my mental health, with my spirituality, with anything that I feel is important? Have I been satisfied with it? Because I think if you guys can do that, you'll realize, like, you know what, I really haven't. You guys are really smart. Like, you're ruled by Mercury, like Gemini is, and if you use what you know and take action, it's going to create a lot of positive change for you. But you do have to now start making this change, like I was saying. I also see that maybe for some of you, if you have something to do with the law or like a case or something like that, that if you, like I said, use your intelligence and your assertiveness, so keep taking action on what you want, you can probably turn this thing around for the better. Okay, give me one moment because I'm super thirsty. Okay, so yeah, I see that you guys have really been like going within a lot and seeking answers. Like, it's been an uncomfortable time in your life, and you've been seeking answers to the questions that you have, like the problems that you need to be solved. And I think you guys are going to find what you're looking for. You're going to find, it's like you've been soul searching for real, and you're going to find what helps you to nourish your soul again and what helps you to be at peace again. I also see that some of you guys really need to understand that you're going to have to, the way that you've been solving problems, like if you've been constantly trying to solve problems the same ways, it's not going to work. It's like you can't solve a problem at the same, in the same space or at the same level that you created it. You'll have to elevate yourself to another level or get your mindset in a different kind of place. That's why I see like relaxing and getting away is very helpful for you guys. It's important for you guys to get new ideas on how to deal with life in general. Some of you guys have you have been mentally just going through it. Some of you guys have been depressed lately, or just really having a hard time. And I think it's because for some of you guys, someone passed away that you loved and cared about. And if it wasn't an actual person, it could have actually been an animal too, but it was something or someone that you really cared about. Because, you know, before I was doing this reading, I was like thinking about my mom and thinking about like just different stuff in astrology and stuff. And I was just thinking like, you know, it'd really be sad if I ever was to lose my mom, because it's just like, it's kind of crazy how when we lose parents or just anybody who's been there ever since we were a baby, they've always been a part of your life, and then all of a sudden they're just not here anymore. And I'm like, I can't even imagine. And then I thought about her and how she talks about my grandma sometimes, and how she's passed away and she's not been here for a very long time. But it's almost like you never really fully get over it, but you do sort of move on in a healthy way. It's like you just have to accept it, and accept that it's a part of life. And I feel like for some of you guys, yeah, like somebody may have passed away that you guys really, really cared about. And I'm sorry for your loss. I don't really view death the same as the same way I used to, but I just know how it feels. Although that person is never actually really gone, you know, because souls live forever and spirits live forever, but it's you know, it's different because you don't have a physical body to show that person love anymore. But I just want you guys to know that, like, you can show love in a lot of different ways. You know, you can honor the people who have passed on in your life by just showing them appreciation and memories and whatever kind of thing that you can do to celebrate their life. Maybe celebrate their birthday on every time it's their birthday, or just something to keep their memory alive, basically. Because it's like they're still living, but they're just not here in the body. And so that separation makes us feel very sad. But death is a part of life. It really is. And I feel like some of you guys are having to come to terms with that. And I feel like also some of you guys are just, you're afraid of death, and you just don't want to deal with anything like that. But it's a part of life, and it's really important to accept that. One day that you won't be here and I won't be here, and just, you know, we all have our time. I feel like through this time that it's been a struggle for you to just mentally be better. Spirit wants you to know that you need to still have courage and to try to be the light. Because maybe, you know, multiple people passed away or something, but it's like, I feel like you guys feel like so down. When you're depressed, it's like you're surrounded by darkness, and it's like you're gonna have to find the way to be the light in the dark. Have the courage. You have to be patient with yourself as well, but have the courage to do life anyway. Because the people who are not here anymore, I mean, number one, they would want you to keep, like, they know life still goes on. They would want you to be living as much as possible. And it's almost like people start to do the opposite when they're, you know, sad that someone's passed away. They don't live. They really don't. They just kind of like are deteriorating or dying because, or feel like they're dying because, you know, the people aren't here anymore. And it's like, that's the opposite of what they would want for you. They would want you to live. They would want you to live to the fullest. They would want you to experience everything that you could. It's like if they could talk to you, they tell you, like, live, like, you're here to live, like, do life. Like, I'll be okay. Like, you can still live your life. I feel like because people are watching you, like if you have children or your cousins, aunties, uncles, they're paying attention to how you're taking this. And it's like, if you can still have courage and live your life, even though it hurts, you're gonna create so much, like, it's just gonna be a ripple effect. Like, you're gonna create so much wealth and beauty within your life, and other people will see that, and they will really, like, appreciate that in you and aspire to be like that as well. Like, and have hope that things are gonna get better, because they really are gonna get better. But, and it's hard to tell somebody to be strong at a time where they feel so weak, but you really should be, because it's all about perception. Like I said, like, the person is still alive or whatever, you know, it's still souls never die, but like I said, because they're not here, it just feels not the same. But I feel like if you can just really have that strength and that courage within your heart and just live, like seriously, just like, you need to think about, like I said, one day you won't be here, and what do you want to accomplish? What's the kind of legacy that you want to leave behind? Like, really start to get serious about this and start living life as much as possible, because it's almost like a wake-up call, you know? And it's unfortunate that it had to come through the situation, but you can make your life turn around because of this, basically. I also see that some of you guys, I didn't even talk about the astrology, what I was talking about earlier, because you guys have Saturn and Pluto in your 5th house, that is about pleasure and like creativity and fun, dating. What else is the 5th house rule? Expression, basically. I feel like that part of your life has been a little damped, like, so because Saturn wants to create long-term stability for you, so it would take, like, you know, Saturn creates a little restriction there because it wants to create long-term stability, so it wouldn't just allow you to do things here and there or whatever. It wants you to get serious about your creative expression, and master whatever it is that you're trying to do. And Pluto is about transformation, so it's literally like you becoming another person, or you taking something and changing it into another thing, like reviving something or rebirthing something, even rebirthing a project or yourself, or, you know, changing like careers or whatever it is. But it's about your expression, your creative expression. And I feel like, you know, with those two planets, it's kind of heavy in the 5th house, because the 5th house is like more like a lighter house and having fun and stuff, and it's like maybe you guys haven't felt like that, but Jupiter is there, and it brings expansion and luck and gifts. So if you've been going through a hard time in that way, it's going to start being better. It's going to start lightening up for you. And also you guys have, what else? Uranus in the 9th house and Chiron in the 8th house. So Uranus in the 9th house would be about you guys' like a higher education and the law, and that's why I was saying, I think that if you guys do something, you might be able to do something with a legal matter or case or something you got going on, because it's about new innovative ways of doing something. And yeah, it rules higher education, higher learning, just higher thinking, like your spirituality, to your spiritual beliefs. So I feel like you guys are really starting to change what you think about your spiritual beliefs as well, your ideas about things. And with Chiron in the 8th house, that's also a little bit hard, because it's a wounded healer, and it's about, I think that's what we're talking about with this. The 8th house rules death and taxes and sex and things that are like, you know, occult and hidden and deeper, darker things. So I feel like you guys are healing a lot when it comes to that nature, because sometimes you'll be healing from a death in your family, or you'll be healing from sexual trauma, or you'll be healing from psychological issues or mental health issues. I feel like a lot of you guys are doing that right now. But like I said, it's going to take some patience, but eventually you will be where you want to be as long as you keep progressing in the direction that you want to go. Yeah, because I see that the universe is really trying to give you something. Like a new opportunity. For some of you, it's definitely to go back to school. For some of you, it's to travel abroad. For some of you, it's to a new job, a new business, something to do with something you feel like is valuable, and or something to do with money. And I feel like you need to take it. It's trying to give you, the universe is trying to give you something valuable, and you need to take it. I feel like some of you, this is like you want to do humanitarian work. Like you have compassion for other people. You want to help people, because Virgo is a sign of service. So in some way, shape, or form, I feel like you want to help people, and the universe is going to assist you. Like it's just a pure part of you that wants to help people out in their situations. Maybe start a foundation or something, and the universe is definitely going to give you the resources to help you. And it's almost like a miracle, you know, like almost like, wow, where did this money come from? Or where did this funding come from? Or, you know, I got the building that I was trying to get, you know. It's just like you have to have it in your heart and ask for it and believe that it will happen, and it will happen for whatever this applies to. I also see that some of you guys, yeah, because the fifth house, like I said, it's about like creative expression and having fun and pleasure. And it's like some of you guys have just haven't been feeling that way, and it's time to just laugh again and, like, you know, have fun. Laughter is like some of the best medicine. So and it like nurtures your soul. I feel like some of you guys really just for some of you, you need to be around children, because they're a good example of how we should be. They'll help you laugh, and they'll help you see like the beauty in life. And yes, definitely I see this again, that you need to get out into nature, because it will be very nurturing to your soul to get out into nature. Some of you should go horseback riding. Some of you should, yeah, go boat riding, get out into nature. Do something fun. Do something that would make you happy. And it's also about connecting to your inner child, because it's like your inner child is calling you, like literally. It wants to express itself, and it's probably been suppressed for a little while, and you've been transforming as a person, but now it's really just time for you to honor that innocent part of you, that part that loves to sing without caring what anyone thinks, or that likes to create, just draw or paint or whatever it is that you're good at, whatever it is that, however you like to express yourself creatively, that part of you wants to live now, and it's time for you to allow it to, because it's such a beautiful part of you, and it's something that just makes you so happy. So you need to allow it to happen. I also see that some of you guys really just need to let go of the past in some way, because there was things that used to make you happy. And you know, like sometimes when there was someone that used to make us happy, or something that we used to do that made us happy, and it's like we miss that thing, and we're like, oh, I want to do that thing again. But there's also new things that can make you happy. So I feel like you guys should really start to focus on, especially if it's like someone who you were with in a relationship or something like that. Like, I think it's definitely time for you to focus on someone, not even someone new, but just having fun. and not being focused on that person anymore. Like letting that go, because it's been a lot of tension like in your love life, I feel. And allowing yourself to be vulnerable again and date and like flirt and yeah, just really like get out there again and like have fun. And for some of you, it's just like things that like a job you used to have, or a house you used to have, or a car you used to have, or whatever. It's like, look, that is over with, and now you can have something different. You don't have to have that same car to be happy. Like, you don't have to have that same house or that same person or that same job. It's like time for you to let those things go and allow yourself to want something different. I also feel like some of you guys, yeah, I feel like you've been holding back your gifts and your talents. And some of you guys are just like super penny pinching. Like, you have not been, like, you've not been sharing money with anyone. You've not been giving up any money. Like, you've been like really strict with your money, like saving a lot and not even spending. And that's nice and all, but you know, energy needs to flow. Money is energy, and energy needs to flow for it to keep coming in. If you save all the time and don't spend money, you're restricting the energy that could be coming in. It needs to go in and out. Like, you make money, you give money, you spend money. You make money, you give money, you spend money. You know, that's a flow. But if you're just like hoarding money because you feel like you don't have enough, or that you won't have enough, that is definitely going to restrict your finances or the energy of money or manifesting more money. I see that some of you guys, before I was saying that some of you guys have been holding on to your gifts and talents, like things that you feel like are useful. And it's basically like, it's time for you to share this with other people. It's time for you to use what you know. Use what's valuable about you. Yeah, you have to be honest about like, what have I been doing really? Like, have I been using my skills? Because I feel like once you guys are honest about it, like, you can make a decision to just go ahead and do what it is that you want to do. Like, take some risks. Like, no risk, no reward. I was just saying that to Leo, I think, or Cancer. I don't know. I think it was Cancer or Leo. But if you don't take any risks, you don't get any rewards. And the risks are like, you don't have to go crazy, but you know, a risk is a risk. So it's like, you have to try. For some of you, I feel like you should be practical about this, but you should probably start to make some like investments, like to grow your money. And for some of you, like, about how you want to share your gifts and talents, yes, you need to put yourself out there. You need to be bold and brave, but you need to also like continue to do that. Continue to stick with it. Don't just like, all right, I'm gonna make this YouTube channel and like upload some videos and like, boom, I'm gonna be like YouTube famous, I'm gonna make millions of dollars. Like, no, you can put yourself out there and do that, but then you're gonna need to keep on uploading videos. You know, this is just an example. You're gonna need to be practical about it. Take step by step, take it where you're trying to go. You don't have to make huge leaps and jumps. But I've been telling everybody in their reading that the year 2020 is the year before, and that deals with being practical and building solid foundations and building stable foundations and foundations in general, setting you up for long term, because we're going into a new decade. And so being practical and like somewhat responsible and just not playing really games. Like, you know, getting serious about what it is that you want. Doesn't mean you have to be serious all the time, but it's just like, you want something, you're gonna do what you gotta do to make it happen. No just fucking thinking about it. No just fucking visualizing, like, I'm gonna take physical steps in the physical world to make this happen for myself. And I'm going to keep going. And it's about perseverance as well. So even if obstacles come up, I'm going to keep going, because I'm going to be objective about what I want to accomplish, and then I'm going to get it done, basically. And I feel like you guys need to know that. I feel like you guys are pretty practical anyway, because all the earth signs are, but as far as this specifically, I feel like you're going to have to stick with it, whatever you decide to choose. I also see that some of you guys are letting go of insecurities. Like, some of the fears that you had and insecurities that you have, you're really just starting to be like, you know what? Like, that's just perception. I feel like you're kind of excited because now you're like, I can get done what I need to get done, because that was holding you back. And I feel like you just need to remember to be dependable with whatever you're going to be doing. Because if it's like, okay, you were insecure about something, or you were scared to start a business, and then like you start it, make sure that you're able to be dependable for other people, because people will appreciate and respect that this year coming up. Or whatever it is that you're doing. Like I said, if you start a channel, you're gonna need to like continue to upload videos, so that way people like know you're a dependable YouTuber. Like, they want to see consistency from you, and that will bring you a lot of success this upcoming year. But you're gonna have to be objective when when you start to get lazy, or when you start to life is just getting crazy and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have time for this. It's just important to stay objective. Like, why are you doing this? Remember why you're doing it, and remember to just keep going. I also see that some of you guys I feel like you may have been repressing your emotions for a little while now, and so it's time for you to kind of like let them out. I feel like something may have happened. Something happened, and either you did something to somebody or somebody did something to you, because I see for you guys got forgiveness twice, and it's like something happened. I don't know exactly who is the person, but if you know that you did something, and this has specifically to do with your family, if you know that you did something that was not in the best judgment of your character, then you need to apologize, because I feel like some of you guys, it's put a rift in your family, like, and it's time for you to just apologize. And I feel like maybe you've been holding your pride too close to your chest, and you need to let go of that. And for others of you, it's somebody else who did something to you, but everybody deserves forgiveness. If you ever want to be forgiven for anything, then you should forgive other people for what they did to you. And that doesn't mean that you have to forget, but it just does mean that you let it go in some way, shape, or form. Because if you don't let it go, it can eat you up alive. Like, literally, when people don't be forgiving people, like, that be causing like cancer and all types of stuff. These things manifest inside of your body from it's energy. Thoughts are energy. When you're mad, you're carrying a certain vibration, certain energy. When you're mad for a long years and years and years, like, you understand that energy is building up inside of you. Energy can never be created nor destroyed, so energy has to just find somewhere to go. That's why we transmute energy. You change from sad to happy, but that energy is still the same energy. It's changed, it transmuted, but the energy that you have in you, it needs to be transmuted to something else, because if you don't forgive, it's just going to cause more problems in the future, to be honest. I feel like it's just important. We're getting to around the end of the year, and it's like, maybe you're making New Year's resolutions and you want to apologize, or someone's gonna come to you. And I feel like you're starting out a new year, and it's important for you to start it out on a fresh, you know, clean slate, letting shit go from last year, letting shit go from the past. And I feel like maybe because we're in this holiday season, you guys may be around your family more, and it's like maybe you need to have that talk that you've been avoiding having for a while. I also see that some of you guys, I just see a lot of wisdom here, a lot of enlightenment. I see a lot of like yellow, a lot of yellow. So maybe you guys need to work on your solar plexus chakra. You guys can look up what a solar plexus chakra is. It's the second chakra, like your will and your courage and your life force and creativity and a lot of different things. But you guys can look that up, and you can work with like an energy healer, you can work with a Reiki healer, you can work with music, vibrations like that, crystals. There's a lot of different ways you guys can kind of like just look it up. But I feel like if you haven't realized this already, you're going to start realizing that you attract what you are. And it's like your worth is very important. And I forgot what sign I was telling this, but basically like if you feel like you deserve less, if you feel like you're not abundant, if you feel like that job is too good for you or that person is too good for you, then you won't have that, because you're not matching the vibration of that. Your worth, your self-worth is directly tied with your abundance. That's why it has something to do with like the sign Taurus. Taurus in the second house, it rules self-worth, and it just so happens to rule money as well. So it's like, you know, what you feel like you deserve, you will deserve. How you feel about yourself. And I think you guys are starting to realize that, like, what are you willing to deal with? What are you willing to tolerate as a person? I think you're starting to see this in other people or observe this in your own life. Like, okay, you know what? I've been putting up with this, but I deserve better. Because it's like once you make the decision that you deserve better and you don't put up with that, people don't have a choice to treat you right. They don't have a choice but to treat you right, because you don't tolerate anything less than that. If you say like, I won't make any less than that, then people don't have a choice but to give you more than that, or you won't take the job, or, you know? So it's like, that's directly tied with your abundance. And I feel like you guys are starting to realize that. I also feel like you guys are really starting to like the way that you view life has been changing, like your ideas and stuff. And I feel like people have been disagreeing with your views and your ideas, and you guys may have just been like going with the flow, or, you know, backing down when people disagree with you. And you need to stand your ground. Like, your views and your ideas are very important, and you came up with them for a reason. So it's like, I feel like they feel like your ideas or your values or your beliefs, I bet you it's your beliefs, because you guys have Uranus in the 9th house. So your religious beliefs or something, like, they disagree with you guys. And I feel like you guys need to stand your ground. Stand your ground when it comes to that, because like, they're your beliefs for a reason. You don't have to believe what other people believe. I feel like you need to stand your ground, and you need to be consistent. So if people are disagreeing with you, it's not about like, you can see where they're coming from. That's fine, because everyone's entitled to an opinion, but that doesn't mean that you have to agree with them. You just, you know, stay true to yourself. And I feel like that if you can do that, I'm telling you, I don't know who you guys have around you. Maybe you have children, or maybe you have people who look up to you, but like, there's people around you that pay attention to you. So it's like, the way that you live your life is important. If you stand up for your beliefs and you stand up for your rights or whatever it is that you're standing up for, and other people don't agree with you, they will see that. Stay consistent with that. It's really about standing up for what's right, what you feel like. And I feel like for some of you, this is like a something about humanitarian, like worldviews. Your worldview is different from people around you, maybe your family members, because like I said, it's the holiday time. But it's like, if you can stand your ground, you'll be an inspiration to people around you, your kids or whoever is watching you. But don't just, like I said, agree with other people or whatever just because their views differ from yours. It's okay. And you having Uranus in the 9th house, that's kind of how it's going to be. You're going to view things differently outside of the box. All that matters really is what you think. This is your life, and you need to realize that, like, other people's opinions do not define your life unless you allow them to. You're the one who has the power. Because yeah, I definitely feel like you guys have, like, you want to do something like with the world. You have some type of thing that you want to do, like some revolutionary type of thinking, doing. You want to start something, whatever it is. It's really pretty cool. But other people are like, no. But you're like, yes. It's very something that's passionate for you. It's something that, like, it's you feel strongly about it, and you need to use that feeling to fuel your fire and to keep going throughout this year, going throughout however long you need to go for. Yeah, because that does have something to do with your passion and your fire. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna pull some, because that's pretty much wraps up the reading. I'm gonna pull some chakra wisdom oracle cards for you guys to further wrap up the reading and get any kind of extra clarification you guys need on anything. Okay, spirit guides and angels, what information do you have for the sign of Virgo for December 2019? Oh, okay, hold up. What information do you have for the sign of Virgo for December 2019? All right. Oh, we got two. Okay, so you guys got, whoa. You guys got, oh, yep, what I thought. Who just had this card? Leo just had this card as well. Enlightenment. And you guys also got soulmate. So what is this? The root and the root chakra and the solar plexus chakra. That's because it's red and yellow. So you guys need to work on both of those chakras or look it up. The root chakra is the first chakra. It deals with grounding, vitality, sexuality. Well, it says vital, sexual, passionate, energized, forceful. Okay, so this card indicates changing old communication patterns and being open to a new way of interacting. You may no longer be able to have conversations that don't sustain your authenticity. Freedom lies ahead, better than you can imagine. All right, so I'll hold it up. So this card says, rose without thorns. It is time to face my true feelings. It's time for him to leave her again, to use the script he always does at this point. He knows her next line. She will say, how can you do this to me? But unexpectedly, she says, I love you. The words of the script die on his tongue. He struggles to get them out. Just a few words and he will be free, but they won't come. Suddenly, he claps her to him. He loves her. This is true freedom he sought. To enjoy beauty of a rose, we must risk being pricked by our inner thorns. This offers a new way to live. The best incentive to change is love. What truth am I embracing? This card indicates no longer living a lie. Speaking your truth, choosing love, freedom through transformation, resistance to commitment, an unexpected outcome, new truths, authenticity, treasure, and trust. Okay, so yeah, I was definitely talking about that with some of you guys wanting to work on a relationship. And basically talking about having to take risks and be vulnerable and living in your truth and speaking your truth, because there's transformation. You've changed. You've changed, and now you have to be who you are based off of that change. You know what? Actually, I'm sorry. The solar plexus chakra is the third chakra, not the second chakra. I was mistaken. So this card, the solar plexus chakra deals with intellectual, creative, precise, cooperative, reasonable, innovation, originality, wisdom, and instinct. So this enlightenment card says, the opportunity to make an enlightened decision is inherent in topaz. A journey of true destiny is the vibrational energy here. Regal gold and earthy brown mix to create something spectacular. Your experience will guide others. It says, if I seek peace, I must embrace my fears. Topaz is a renewed spiritual teacher. People travel to hear his wisdom. He is journeying up a mountain to seek private counsel with the great servant when a young boy stops him. The boy asks, if enlightenment is to be found in my own mind, how do I get there? The moment before he disappears into the mist, Topaz replies, through your fears. At this time, your journey is more important than your destination. Remember, if you face your fear, you will grow stronger. Relief awaits. My thoughts always drive my choices. How can I use my thoughts to heal myself? Path to enlightenment, the reluctant stage, taking time alone, trusting your intuition, needing solitude, time for reflection. This card deals with support, courage, and confidence. So I was kind of talking about that earlier. Having support through the universe, through a time that's kind of hard, and still having courage and confidence to keep living your life and facing your fears. And really like going deep within, asking yourself questions and using your thoughts to think positive thoughts about yourself, like I was saying, instead of negative thoughts. Okay, so anyway, that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did like this video, go ahead and like the video. And if you guys want to subscribe to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. If you guys feel like someone would benefit from this, go ahead and share the video. My information is in the description box below. My email if you want to get a personal reading, and also my social media information, as well as a donation link if you guys want to donate anything to the channel that would help benefit the channel. So until next time, you guys, I'm sending you so much love and light, and have a great happy holidays and a great new year. Love and light to you all. Bye.